Hello, party people. My name is Clarence Napier, the insurance broker, licensed in 12 states, which include Washington, California, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. And today is July 11th, 2025. And I'm also the president of 321 Biz Development, which will soon be an LLC in Metro Atlanta. Today's podcast episode is an amazing freebie that I have for people. And it's not all of the information, but at least will provide a taste to people to understand what sales systems are all about. It's part of the 6 to 9 hour 321 Biz Dev sales system training. And the very first topic, or actually not the very first topic, the very first topic is about how to make a transition from a 9 to 5 job, or if you never had a sales business, like a lot of white collar small business owners have never worked in sales, although they have the certification, they have the education, they have the degrees and the licenses. They've never worked in sales. So the first 3 hours is about how to make that transition. And then once we get past that transition in the first 3 hours, we talk about the first front-end sales activity. Now, all 5 activities, and I'll name them. The first one is contacting, followed by prospecting, followed by setting the appointment, followed by closing, and then followed by the last one, which is how to get zero-cost referrals. But the contacting one is the big one. This is the one, that's the activity, contacting, that helps you begin to develop your sales pipeline. And for people who are not familiar with the sales pipeline is normally like a funnel. And I know this sounds kind of dry for many people, and it may also kind of like scare people. But 321 Biz Development is here to help you overcome that. So the sales pipeline is like a funnel. And the funnel is like lots of things in it. Like if you pour water in a funnel, it normally stacks up high and then it starts draining at the bottom. So there's more, elements. In this case, we're talking about contacts at the top. And then as the funnel begins to shrink, and then what comes out at the bottom is the actual product. And so it's not like you get everybody to come out. You might start off with 100 and maybe 7, actual business clients will make themselves known and come out at the bottom of the funnel. But contacting is the key. See, if you don't have a good contacting a strategy, and I'm mainly talking about contacting to make it count. I'm not talking about social media. I'm not talking about primarily texting or emailing. I'm talking about contacting where you either meet somebody in person or you contact someone, and there's some type of two-way communication. So let's talk about contacting. Okay, so contacting is important because on the psychological side, you get to see or hear if you make the phone call. But let's talk about the physical contacting. The person gets to see you, you get to see them. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into the psychology of what makes contacting a great way to build your business. I don't have enough time to go through it now. That's why you need to take the course. But I'll give you an example. Let's say you walk into a coffee shop, maybe one of the big ones, and you are the business owner. You are kind of like not actively looking for new clients, but if they appear in front of you or around you, there's something you need to do. Now let's look at it from the perspective of the potential person that you want to contact. So if you're entering like a bank, a coffee shop, or if you're in the supermarket, or if you're in some kind of place where there's a lot of eye contact, here's something to know. Just like you are, looking at people and thinking whether you should contact that person, the other person that sees you, what they're doing is analyzing who you are. So that means it's better to be dressed appropriately than inappropriately. I'm not talking about walking around in a three-piece suit or, $300 skirt. I'm talking about just being presentable. Hair, clothes, all of those things. Now, if you're someone like me, I can prospect in a hoodie. I mean, not with the hood on my head, but I can have like my Florida State or my Cal Berkeley shirt or sweatshirt on, and I can still contact people. And that's because there's some things that I do to overcome apparent deficiencies in my apparel. But let's say you're not there yet, so you want to, at least be dressed appropriately. Now, again, that person is checking you out. I mean, even if you don't think that person is checking you out, they are checking you out. Even when you're standing in line and there's somebody sitting down drinking coffee or handling some other type of business, they are still checking you out. And the first thing that a person is thinking about when you walk into a building, and you probably have never thought about this, the first thing that person is thinking is, will I be safe when you walk into the room? So the very first thing that people are thinking about is safety. So if you walk in as if, man, you might cause some trouble, they're going to think that you might cause some trouble. But if you walk in and you look like you're not a threat to anybody, then they're going to see you as not a threat. And this goes for any nationality, any race, any ethnicity, any gender. So that's the very first thing to know, is when you walk into a business, you are being checked out just like you are checking out other people. And the next thing I want to tell you is, if you are in line, let's say you're waiting in line for something and there's people standing in front of you and there's people standing behind you, there's something called the 3-foot rule. And the 3-foot rule means that if you're in business, I don't care, you're an attorney, you're a dentist, you are a financial advisor, you are a plastic surgeon, you're out and about in your city, you're out at lunch, having lunch. The 3-foot rule means that you must say hello to someone standing within 3 feet of you, either behind you, to your right or left, or in front of you. You must do that as a business owner. And it's almost a thought that when you're standing in front of someone, they kind of expect you to say hello. I mean, it's just when you get into someone's space, they are not that turned off if you say, "Hi, my name is Clarence, my name is Sheila, my name is Pedro." It's expected that you're going to say something. In fact, it might be awkward if you don't say something. So that's very important that you know that. So it's almost an expectation for those people that you're standing around, that you will at least say hello to them. So you do. So when you say hello to someone, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say hello back. And don't freak out by me saying that you need to say hello. That is like the ultimate icebreaker. So when they say hello, sometimes people are thinking there's some type of conversation that's going to come next. And the last thing I'll share with you is that you have to sort of admire something about them. I'm really going fast forward because I don't want to make this a long episode. I want you to call me. 866-901-9876. 866-901-9876. You have to start some type of conversation. You have to admire something that is true. Oh, I like those shoes. I like those shades. I like your laptop. I like the team that you're wearing. If it's the 49ers, it's the Mets, it's the Braves, it's the Cowboys. That's my team too, or my cousin likes the Cowboys. And the reason why you want to do that is because they may engage in some return conversation with you. So I'm just going to leave it there because I don't want to, make people's brain full talking about contacting, but contacting is not being salesy. So just wipe that out of your mind, because there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I recommend that people download that book or go to the store and buy it, like Barnes and Nobles. Buy it from your online bookstore or download the audiobook and just listen to that or read it over and over again, because this is how you make friends with people. And not everyone will need your service. And if you take the 321 Biz Development class, you'll find out that it's okay if some people don't want or need your service. The most important thing is that they met you and you were not pushy when you met them. Again, this is Clarence Napier, the insurance broker. I'm available for people that need employee benefits. If you're a business owner, if you need long-term care, insurance planning, you have money to roll over. If you got like a business, or you quit your job and you got money to roll over and you want to get it out of the stock market, I can help you with that. If you know someone, or if you have Medicare benefits needs, you want to talk about Medicare, I can do that for you. My telephone number is 866-901-9876. Take care and have a fantastic week.